So y'all look, these side hustling online is a joke. That's how I see it, y'all. It's a joke. I find it to be a joke, y'all. And it's feeding demonic energy. Okay. Too many people are doing side hustles online. And as long as we have a whole lot of divine ones doing side hustles online, the demonic energy can succeed. Okay. The scales are becoming way unbalanced. Um, Demonic energy is not supposed to be catching up to us this fast. But it's the side hustles doing it, y'all. This world is falling into heavy collective karma judgment. Okay? There's a reason why technology was not invented until 400 years later. There's a reason why. Okay? The creator did not want us to be able to have instant access of so many different people, or them to have so many access of us. Just all this ability to just put our energy out there to just sit in these side hustles for anybody to come along and just channel and harvest and imitate, y'all. It's allowing them, it's causing mass spiritual confusion. Like, now people don't know the real from the fake. Like, people got to meditate harder just to know who's really divine and who's not. It's really wild. There's the demonic energy is able to like use our stories, because and it knows what stories to use because it sees our side hustles. It's watching our views. It's watching our money. It's watching us. We're being heavily watched on these side hustles. When you talk to people who do side hustles, you're on the watch list now. These algorithms know how to manipulate you more because you're talking to side hustlers. Next thing you know, you're being energetically manipulated as much as the side hustles. Y'all, I'm definitely going to do a part 2 of this today. I really wanted to just do this as a lunch video because I'm telling y'all, fall back, y'all. Fall back from entertaining side hustles. I know y'all are like, oh, they help, but I'm telling y'all, no lie, you got to get the help over days. Like, start taking like 2 days to watch one video, a few days, y'all. Like, I'm serious, y'all. Or if you're on any other app, like, take like 2 hours just to watch a 10-minute Facebook post. I'm telling y'all, no lie. The longer you take with entertaining these side hustles, the less these demons can thrive, and the algorithm won't learn you so much, so well, and so fast, and you won't have to do dopamine detoxes. Okay, these side hustles is turning everybody into technology addicts. Like, no lie, not just the side hustlers, but the subs, the public people, being turned into electronic addicts, y'all. Electronic energy addicts. This is why whenever a lot of people, most of the people in the world now, when they try to like create with a certain frequency, they can't get the frequency because to them that frequency of creation is not high enough. It's not strong enough. They need way more electricity coming through. So that stable frequency of being connected to God to create, that's not nourishing enough. People don't get emotionally fed from that enough to create, because the side hustles have made people very codependent on them. And these side hustles is ruining people's lives, y'all. They're ruining people's lives because these side hustles demand way more control of your energy than the 9 to 5. And I wonder why half of the side hustle people are not admitting this. They're fooling y'all. They want y'all to think that it's better than the 9 to 5 when it's not. When it's not. Okay? Running from 9 to 5 to side hustle, it means that you're still running. That you still got a score to settle with the demons that was at the side, the demons that was at the 9 to 5 job. A lot of people, they're not facing their character flaws. They're not facing their character issues. They're just running to the side hustles. They're not allowing themselves to be trained to be courageous. They are using these side hustles, donations and the likes to give them a false sense of courage that they don't even have, that they wasn't even trained to get. Courage is something you learn to have through experience. They're dodging the experience that would give them courage and saying, I'm just going to do side hustles where I can just at least get the ego without the courage. Y'all, it's, no. Okay. Hi, everybody. So yeah, the side hustles are a joke, and I don't care what nobody say. Okay, what they're not telling you is that they still got to pay the same old taxes they paying in the 9 to 5 job. It's the same taxes. Okay, y'all see the 295,000 views. I have videos on this channel with like 100,000 views, plenty of views on it, on the videos. Guess what? Even after all that, it might look like I got paid or whatever. At the end, I got the same money I would have got if I were to work the 9 to 5 job. Okay? The people that are racking in 300,000 a year on these apps, they're still paying taxes. And these side hustles give you a false sense of permanent growth. They make you think that they're never going to let you go because how quick they promote you. Getting promotions within 6 months, being on here, viral videos, that all gives you a false sense of safety. Safety net that doesn't exist. And then what happens is you start living like you've been at a job for 25 years where your job is safe when it's not. And you start spending that money like that. Okay? You start spending that money and forget that there is no way to stop these side hustles online from canceling you. They're not under the contract like the 9 to 5 job. 9 to 5 jobs have human resources. 9 to 5 job have organizations connected to it that will fight for you, like the EEOC. These side hustles online do not have that. But people forget that when that money start coming in. And then when they're canceled and cut off and blocked out of nowhere, they're like, what? What is this? You know? So you get so caught up in the side hustle money coming in so fast at some point and the popularity that you forget that it's a higher risk than 9 to 5 job. It's a higher risk because it does not even offer you half the things you can get from a 9 to 5 job. You can actually fight to get your job back at a 9 to 5 job. There is no fighting to get your job back on these apps. People have got their channels deleted and they have to start from scratch. They have to start from scratch, re-uploading all their videos. And then there's no guarantee because you show up and you did the work that the algorithm's going to promote you because you show up at the right time, you're in the right energy. There's no guarantee because sometimes these algorithms pick certain type of people to promote certain days a week. And it's not your day. It's not your day according to your gender, your race, your whatever. So you're not going to get that many views that way. See? These algorithms are working a lot with the circadian clock energy, and they're assessing your energy to see if you match the circadian clock or moon or current moon that it would promote at that time. But a 9 to 5 job is not doing that. The employer only cares that you're doing your job and you're on time and you're respectable. That's it. But algorithm doesn't care nothing about that. All the algorithms are working on these side hustles online. It doesn't care about any of that. Hi, everybody. Okay. All right. All right. There is there's really no protection or peace on these side hustles. There is none. Okay? It's an illusion. There is no protection, no peace. People attack you at any old time, like they do in here. Um, a lot of things that go on at the 9 to 5 job, a lot of things that go on in these side hustles cannot go on at a 9 to 5 job. You actually have more peace. I am a Xennial generation. So I worked out there before there was internet and online side hustles. So I know the difference between working out there and no side hustles online ever existing. And I can tell you, it is better out there at a 9 to 5 job than an online side hustle. One of the reasons is because the algorithm and this system in America, it is set up to pick favorites. It is. Okay? It is. If a black man can say that on YouTube, if Corey can say that, the video game dude who suddenly got a strike on his YouTube, if he can say that, I can say it too without saying race card. The algorithm on these apps is set up to pick favorites. Okay? It is genetically assessing you and all that. These employers, the employers offline, they only care about money. Okay? That's all. If you can make them more money, you're hired. If they feel like you can make them more money, you're hired. But these algorithms say we have an agenda still. And there's no way for us to know you'll make us more money. Only way we'll know is after we promote you. That's how the algorithms with these side hustles base it upon. They base it upon whether the society accepts you on these apps. If a society don't accept you, it don't promote you. A 9 to 5 job doesn't care if society doesn't accept you. It says, long as you sell my product, long as you do the work in my company, you keep your job. It's not like that with side hustles. Okay? Side hustles online are a straight joke, and all it's doing is making the wrong people rich, demonic people, money hungry, fake people rich. And now it's like you better have a high ascension level, or you can't even tell the fake from the real anymore. That's why we have people outside walking around thinking they're better, self-absorbed, too good to talk, won't say good morning, looking away for no reason, ageist, because their demonic energy has got validated by the side hustle. Their demonic, narcissistic energy has got so nourished and fed by their side hustle that now offline, everyone's optional to speak to. A lot of people wouldn't even have the ego that they have walking offline if they didn't have a side hustle that was catering to their narcissism in some way or their negativity. Because egoism always have negativity attached. Always has it. You know, and the thing is now the side hustles are finding a way to make it seem like, oh, it just means well. A lot of side hustlers are like, I just mean well, I'm just trying to help you. Meanwhile, they're on the negativity product hamster wheel. You know, just everything is like, a lot of people are being programmed to be narcissists by the side hustlers. The side hustlers are programming people to be narcissists. Self-sensationalized, self-absorbed. It's me against you. You're nobody, I'm somebody. You're toxic, I'm not. I'm chosen to be rich, you're not. I'm the ultimate hero, you're not. My trauma means more than your trauma. My trauma says that I can ignore you, but you better not ignore me. It's a lot of ego manipulation going on with these side hustles. And it's a joke. Because if people worked offline in a 9 to 5 job, the employer would be like, you got to come in and do your job. Okay? That's what it's about. That's what it's about. As a matter of fact, the way people act on these apps, they don't even act this way in bars. You go to the bars, they have barroom rules. No politics, no gender, no race talk, no ages talk. They have rules. People are like on these, and even in the side hustles, there are no rules. They could be a guest in your business, or the side hustler won't even have rules. Won't even have rules. Okay? And here's another thing. These side hustle algorithms at some point will choose what you have to do. You don't get to choose. You get to choose when you put out an application on a 9 to 5 job. You apply, you say, I chose to apply for that. I went to school, got my degree. This is what I'm going to do for a living. I got some training, a license, a skill set. This is what I'm going to do for a living. That's what you say when you go to 9 to 5 jobs. But you can say all that and do all that and come to these side hustle apps and it'll say, nope, I don't care about your license. I don't care about your skill set. I do not care about your experience. You're going to do this or you're not going to get promoted. That's what these side hustle apps are going to say to you. That's exactly what they'll say to me. The algorithm's been telling me, oh, you have to do hair and beauty. The algorithm been dropping clues, hair and beauty, hair and makeup. Okay? Like, that's what's been telling me. Talk about black women stuff. Black women. Those are the videos that's always pushing. Family dynamics. But if I talk about anything else, it says, nope. Even though I am chosen to talk about spiritual stuff, even though I am gifted in literary art, even though I have been heavily into fitness and more than once I have been ripped and I've been on sports teams. Nope. The algorithm's like, nope. Even if the subs say, hey, those videos are helping me, the algorithm will decide, okay? It's placing everybody. Look at these side hustles as another form of work FEMA camps. That's what they are. And people are rushing to sign up. Hey, I want to be in the work. I want to be in the so-called fake off-grid work FEMA camp. That's what's happening. Everybody was so worried about the FEMA camps opening and snatching us up in 2020. People are already in FEMA camps. Okay? If the algorithm is placing you where you need to go and saying this is how you're going to make money and this is how you hate, you in the FEMA camp. I'm just saying, y'all. What is it? The movie The Giver? They was all placed and stuff like that. The one movie where they was all stranded on that one island and they all had certain jobs they had to do. Look, side hustle is an illusion of an option to be successful. Every side hustle, I don't care what it is, every side hustle online is nothing but a casino. That's what it is. Okay? If it was such a true, legit, profitable, trustworthy, safer work option, Stephen King would be doing it. He give a couple interviews every now and then, get his little tokens from his videos, but he doesn't go full throttle. He doesn't set up Stephen King side hustle pages, none of that. The reason why is because he knows, okay, that it would expose his energy too much, that he would start to feel like he's not in control over his free will, and he would be subjected to too much jealous energy and attacks, and it's not worth the money. It's not, okay? Nowhere in any of our natal charts does it say you're supposed to get successful doing an online side hustle. Yeah. Most of us are supposed to be a creator for people, for someone else to do the work. Not you get on the side hustles and you are the creator, but you're behind the scenes creating and then assigning people to do their jobs. That's where the real money is. Okay? The directors are making more money than these actors. Don't be fooled. If the movie grosses 25 million, if a movie grosses 25 million and the leading actor makes 5 million, the director walking away with 10 million, he gonna make sure of that, okay? But people are glamorizing with being the only star and always the star of their own side hustle online. And it's not going to work unless you already have become a star offline somehow. Offline somehow. Okay? Because the bottom line is that people act like side hustles is public domain. People are stingier with tipping on side hustles and supporting. They are stingier with that, okay? When you work offline for a company, the in-person is more appealing. The in-person is more appealing to the people who have all the money that can get you rich, okay? So this is why the people who have all the money that can get you rich, they always want to meet you in person. That's why they don't just do their opportunity and your side hustle. They say, "Hey, can you meet for a lunch date?" Because they don't base your value on your side hustle. Okay? The investors don't base your value on your side hustle. Most of it's based on also when they try to meet you on in person. They try to find ways to meet you in person outside of your side hustle. They know that people can switch up and be fake and all this other stuff when they're in their side hustle. But when they can get you offline to meet with you, they can truly assess your energy to see if they really want to invest in you. The real money and success is also proving that you can do longevity with consistent success in a job while also getting the attention of investors. Period. Most of the time with these side hustles online, that's not working out. These algorithms will cancel you, drop you, lower your views within 5 years. 5 years. Every side hustle and with algorithm have a shelf life, have an expiration date on their shelf life. And normally it's within 5 to 10 years. But you can go 25, 30 years at an offline job. You can feel like you did 25 years and got bigger pay, even though you only did 2 years if you had an investor for a project. See what I'm saying? I would rather try to get an investor while keeping my 9-to-5 job. I would rather try to get an investor in a project of mine. In a project of mine. A paying publisher is still an investor. In a paying project of mine, this way I get one large sum of money and they do the promoting and it's based upon my work regardless of me being an entertainer. Because with the side hustles online, they require entertainership. And guess what? People are so critical and picky that if they suddenly feel like you're not a good enough entertainer, they will jump out of your side hustle, leave your side hustle, even though you're still delivering good stuff. But when you get an investor for your product that's offline, that you also do offline, like Madam C.J. Walker was doing, okay? There's no requirement for you to be an entertainer. You just have to have a good reason why, an interesting reason why people should get your product. Also, when you do these side hustles, in order to even get anywhere near, normally in the first 9 months, to get anywhere near the amount of money you would make on a 9-to-5 job in the first year, You would literally have to slave yourself out. Hours of editing the same video for 4 hours, 2 videos a day. That's 8 hours of nothing but editing. Okay. Here's the thing. If the money didn't come in yet for 9 months, who's taking care of you? Who's paying your bills? What resource are you losing? You're risking losing your apartment, losing your car, losing your teeth. Since teeth need maintenance every year. Okay? Teeth like a vagina need yearly maintenance. Medical maintenance. So if you don't have some money stored away and you can't keep that money high enough until the casino side hustle give you it all back and then some, then you're screwed. So half of these side hustle people, they got people to take care of them. They're not even telling you. They had somebody to take care of them. And that's why it looks glamorous. They're all happy. They don't have the worries you have. But guess what? Nothing lasts forever. People die. Family members die. People who help you die. Okay? People may want to move. They want to kick you out. You get in a fight with them. Then what do? Your side hustle becomes now your main source of income. Okay, now it ain't looking too cute because hey, it ain't been giving you the same amount of money every month, and it's not giving you enough money to live your life and pay your bills. Kelly Stamps made $45,000 off in the first 5 months. Okay, she started going on all these lavish vacations and all this stuff, all these fancy vacations. Boom! Within a year later, she said, "I'm losing respectability. People are not interested in me. My views are going down." What did she have to do? She had to run and get her a temp job. You would never think that, as viral as her videos were, but she ended up having to work a tech job. Kelly Stamps gave up a doctor job. She was a doctor, a psychiatrist or something, an online psychiatrist through a company that was offline as well. She quit that job to do YouTube for some viral videos. And then when her channel was not lovable anymore, she wasn't a popular name brand on YouTube, she ran off and got her a temp tech job. And then she ran off and got engaged to some guy who got money. When you see the size of her ring, her rock being like that, he definitely got money. So basically, but I don't mean no harm. He's a little bit of her cash cow because she ain't doing her psychiatry online videos anymore. So where's her income coming? She ain't making half the money she was making when she first became Kelly Stamps. She hasn't. So now she's getting married to a guy with money. I guess he won't front up the rest of her money for her life. So basically she sacrificed a lot of her independence for some temporary viral videos and for a dude who got money. But why don't women realize that may not last either? She needs to go get her that psychiatry 9-to-5 job back. That's what she needs to do. But you can't tell young women this because they live in, delusional land. The younger generation and millennials, they tend to think this is all safe. It's all safe to just get me a man with money. But guess what? Some men, the love fades as your youth fades. And sometimes that happens. Seasons sometimes pass, even in true love. Okay? Even in true love. Somebody can true love you for 20 years and then they're done with you. At some point, y'all outgrow each other. Y'all done. Then what? You didn't use your degree for 20 years? You were just doing YouTube and TikTok? Y'all? There is no app in this world that would make me quit my psychiatry job. The amount of money, she was probably racking in at least $100,000 a year. What made her leave that job for some viral videos on YouTube is beside me. Okay, I'm going back into the management assistant director world of caregiving. Why? Because it puts way more money in my pocket than YouTube will ever in 10 years from now. When YouTube stops sending money to me, in 10 years from now, YouTube just gets shut down. I have a good paying job, period. I have 10 years experience in it. Actually more than that, because I did it in my younger years, teenage years too. But that means I can go to another. Caregiver jobs will always be needed. Okay? That's personal. That's intimate. Ain't nobody going to be rushing to get robots for that. Okay? Ain't nobody rushing to get robots for their elderly parents when they want human contact with their elderly parents. This is why I tell women, if you want to keep a job until you die, go be a caregiver, because they hire old and young in that job. And it's very emotionally fulfilling. It's not as hard as people think it is when you care about other people, not just yourself. You have to care about the world. I would rather do that than bet all my money on YouTube for 10 years. Okay? I didn't just do YouTube. I've been working on offline, 9-to-5 jobs on and off since I've had this YouTube. But there are people saying the side hustle YouTube is the stuff that they feel like their livelihood is being threatened because they got demonetized, or they're not getting the views, so they just can't believe what they're going to do. They ended up homeless. They're in their car now. And it's like, really? Okay? Really? You know, even with me, I'm going to keep it real with y'all. If some of my family members die here, that's going to be, they going to die and take their income with them. Like, y'all, when people die, they take their money with, they paycheck money with them. The paycheck stop. So I can't live in YouTube side hustle la land all the way up in my 50s, especially not in my 50s. And so people need to realize that these side hustles online, this is a playground. Treat it accordingly. Playground with little video games and little casino in the playground. That's what it is. Doesn't matter. TikTok, Facebook, whatever, all the other ones. Okay? Every single one. Even blogging. Not even that. Okay? Not even that. And even if you publish books, in the first few years, you get the most money you're going to get out of them. After that, you better have a couple books out. This is why Stephen King keeps stacking his books. He's even losing money. That's why his books are smaller now. Stephen King's books is smaller because he realized he has to put out more books to generate more money because of all the literary competition on these side hustles getting in the way of his authentic writing. All these imitators of his energy. So instead of putting out a super duper books every 6 months, he's cranking out these short books every 3 months. And he's trying to set the price very close to the price he had it with his novels. But he's also making sure he's marketing these books to investors, movie investors. At this point, trying to just work a 9-to-5 job is not even enough. You need a product to push on the side. But the side hustle is not the product. The side hustle might be the marketing room where you market and campaign it like a poster board outside where you put your picture up with your product. Go, hi, buy me. Okay, life is good, but it can be better. You put that on the banner like the one dude did from Wonder Woman. And that's it. That's what you treat these side hustles as. You don't, that's all. I wish somebody would have told me the side hustles ain't nothing but a wall of advertisements. That's what you use it for. And if you happen to put a little appetizer out there and you get a little token from it, say, well, I just won on the lottery ticket. You have to say this. Otherwise, you can fall into the trap, the fake glamour, okay? The glamour, and before you know it, you don't have enough experience on your resume to go out there and get you another job, and YouTube and TikTok has canceled you completely. No more quiet quitting you. It is literally just said you're out of there. And then what are you gonna do? Okay? If you like Madam CJ Walker said, you're not cute enough. If you're not, are you cute enough to sell yourself? I'm just saying that's what it's gonna come down to. Hi, everybody. Hi. Hi, Harsey. What you snapping out for, bud? What? You don't like to be picked up. So I'm not picking you up. Yeah. Side hustles are three different things. They are a playground, a casino, if you're online, and they are a marketing tool. You're just there to market. Okay? Almost unless you're putting out something original, and even still, the moment you put something original out on these apps, it ain't original no more. Okay? This is the problem with so many people not working 9 to 5. This is the problem. People have literally decided they don't even care about the karma they get. They'll do anything and anything to get money. So how's these side hustles working for us now? For every video you put on these side hustles, 50 people coming to take it, copy it, imitate it, rework it, whatever. So you get one day of glorious satisfaction that you put something new out there. After that, nope, no more. No more. All right, and there's really no copywriting it, because if you do even if you do copyright it, and if you don't have an investor, a marketing team to protect your copyrights and all of that, and you put it on these apps, then the people will just say, "Take me to court." They don't care. They do not care. And with the side hustles, you can run to the so-called imaginary HR. You can run to that, and they don't care. The HR now are bots on these apps. Most of these apps are managed by mostly bots. So they're going to just send you a generated message. Here's our rules. We are not involved in that. It's not our responsibility to handle copyright infringement. Please take that up with the person, sue them or whatever. Guess what? The people will ignore you if you confront them, or they will be under a fake account, or they'll do a video accusing you of being the fake. And people will believe them if they got more views and more money, and they've been around longer than you. So even if you're the good guy, you may end up being the bad guy. So you're still not winning. Your reputation is destroyed by the demon gaslighting you. So it's like, what do you do? Okay, but if you go to a 9 to 5 job and you say somebody robbed my locker, somebody took my stuff out my locker, your employer will say, HR going to get involved. We're going to investigate this. There is no option for that on these apps. This is not these side hustles is not the wild, wild west on earth. It's the wild, wild west in hell. It's the hell version of the wild, wild west. And it's rampant fighting over money. It's like the girl and her family from Krampus. Remember when the old lady was talking about how her family was fighting over a piece of bread? That's the energy you got to deal with all day, every day, 24/7 on these side hustles online. Okay? You may not have to deal with that at a 9 to 5 job because maybe they don't promote. Maybe they're not promoting right now at that time. Maybe you're the only one that they got working that position. So it's like, it's peaceful. You ain't got to fight over no bread, but you got to fight over bread nonstop in the side hustles. And the most popular one is the one that normally comes out winning in more than one way. And guess what people will say to you? Just be grateful. Be thankful for what you get. Nobody says that to you when you complain about being underpaid at your 9 to 5 job. But if you dare say, this side hustle online is underpaying me, people will say, well, be happy that you can make some money up from a side hustle. Some people ain't. Count your blessings. Better than nothing. Because they consider it a casino. They talking to you like you just won in a casino. Y'all. my greatest advice to anyone who's thinking of starting any side hustles online, that is not bill money. It is not play money. It is savings money. That's the money you just put in your savings and you spend on like hygiene essential needs or something like that. But it can never be bill money. For some reason, as soon as you even think of saying this is bill money, it's almost like the algorithm can sense that you're thinking that way. And then it starts playing with your energy. Yeah, exactly. No side hustle is even worth it if you don't have a product. You have to show up with a product out already. Okay? You have to have the product out already. Don't start the product while you have the side hustle, because you're going to have people copying you. Your product should have been published already, copyrighted, patent. It should have been already selling for a little while somewhere. Then you start the side hustle. And the side hustle is for marketing. That's it. It's for marketing. That is it. Like, and actually there needs to be a vacation period between you putting out the product and doing the side hustle for marketing. Okay, this means when you're doing your product, you need three weeks where you're not on the side hustle. Okay, that means you got the product done, you put the product out, it's out there, it's selling for a week. Then you show back up on the side hustle to promote it. But if you be like, yeah, y'all, I'm publishing this right now, watch. I'm telling y'all, you'll see everybody else saying, yeah, I'm doing the same thing. You can't, and even if you don't say nothing and you put it out that week, a whole lot of people will put it out in the same week. They'll skip sleep. They will miss sleep just to copy what you did. Exactly. These side hustles online are operating like Social Security. I'm keeping it up. I'm keeping it real, yeah. They're operating the same way. Soon as it see that you're when you do the side hustles and you start sharing your life, it starts seeing that you're having a glow up. You're having benefits. All of a sudden, the algorithm promotion view go down. I'm telling y'all no lie. The meter is like something electrical in there will just go on down. You would have to keep on hiding your speed of success. See, that's what Kelly Stamps didn't know. What happened was she kept showing at all these fancy vacations. At some point, she should have went right back to when she was just sitting on her roof doing videos, when she was in that energy. The algorithm started to feel like she, only deserved but so much from the success she was having. So it basically gave her a financial ceiling. Okay. She didn't have a ceiling at first when she was just doing videos on her roof. See, here's the thing about the side hustles. You have to try to keep that algorithm by making the algorithm think that you don't, you're not having much offline growth. That you're still in the exact energy that you were in when it started to promote you. But a lot of people don't do that. They get so hungry, more. They want such fast promotion from the algorithm. They start doing all this other stuff. They start using up their money to get more views. And the algorithm says, That's not why we promoted you. What you doing? That's not why we pushed you up. Views down. Views down. That's what it'll do, and it's on any app. So like for me, okay, y'all, when I started doing, excuse me, when I started doing real chill videos, the algorithm was like, nope, your views are going down. Your views are going down. It says that's not the personality we want from you. That's not why we started promoting you. You're not sticking with the topics. You don't have the attitude that we like about you. Nope. We ain't giving you no more money, no more views. That's what the algorithm told me. The algorithm told me, I don't want your hair out. Your hair's out, no views. Y'all know when I was wearing scarves and hats, my videos were getting higher views. Whenever I wear my hair back, okay, it's like, oh, the views is there, okay. When I have some sort of riskiness in my video, boldness, edginess, the algorithm will say views are us. It will say views are us. So here's the thing. With side hustles, you can easily forget why it worked. Why the algorithm pushed you. But at a 9-to-5 job, you can show up wearing different outfits, different things, and you'll still get the same pay. You'll get the same pay because you signed a contract for that pay. See? But the algorithms on these side hustles online, it is determining how you need to be to get your money. Right down to the way your personality. Okay? A 9-to-5 job, you can go in quiet one day, all quiet, introvert, and still get your check. You go in the next day, talking up a storm, and still get your check. It doesn't work that way with the algorithm on these side hustles. Okay? It just doesn't work that way. Hi, everybody. We're going to go on for a long time, y'all. I don't want my video to cut out. So let me put my camera. We're going to try to do this. This is going to be a long video, y'all. I'm going to hang with y'all. I'm going to try to hang in with y'all to about 3 p.m. for people who are fasting, who are hydrating. Okay. Let me put my, I learned the hard way. See, stuff like this. If your video cut out while you're teaching, algorithm will stop pushing the video. But you can get quiet and stop talking at work suddenly on your lunch break and you'll still get your money. As long as you do your job and follow the rules, you know? Okay, here we go. I had to put my, I had to put it on the charger, y'all. I'm going to try to hang in here with y'all for a while, a couple of hours. We're going to try to go at least, try to go 2 more hours. Now, another thing with side hustles, okay? It's way more dangerous. You know, stalkers. This is what side hustler people don't tell y'all. We all get stalkers. We all. At some point, unless you're just constantly in your house in every single video, people will figure out where you're at. They will look at the street names. They will look at your car, your license plate, and they will figure it out. And then here's another thing. Your personal life is like hanging in a balance all the time. You can go to a 9-to-5 job and still keep your family, your friends, and everything. But when you do side hustles online, you'll notice everybody falling off. You know, it's like it's almost like people think that you're more privileged if you're making any kind of money from a side hustle job. So they fall out. They don't want to help you. But as soon as you get a 9-to-5 job, it's like, oh yeah, I don't want to help you. I want to loan you money. You'll notice that if you want to borrow money from people when you got an online side hustle, they don't want to loan you no money. They don't want to loan you no money. They see it like your job is a little bit too risky for them to bet on you. And you know, they don't take you serious. Hi, Hansi. Hold on, y'all. Let me give Hansi some treats real quick. They don't take you serious. They take you as a joke. And I know people say, well, hide that you got an online side hustle. Don't tell nobody that you got a YouTube. Guess what? People will find out. Family members and friends, they will literally research you. And they'll say, oh, you got a YouTube. Or they'll recognize your face. They'll be surfing YouTube and be like, hey, it's you. You can't really hide your side hustles but for so long. Somebody is going to recognize you. I have people from my childhood recognizing me on this YouTube channel. Say, hey, I know you. See what I'm saying? You don't have much privacy in the side hustles. And that's not good. You know? And then here's another problem. You're not allowed to have struggle chapters on the side hustles unless your side hustle has that theme. Okay, unless your side hustle is a theme about your depression or your struggles, you're not allowed to have struggle chapters. People won't take you seriously. They'll say, if you're such a good side hustler, you're really chosen in what you're doing, why are you struggling? You know? And it's like really crazy, you know? You can have a lot of information about something and people will base what they see in the videos on whether you're qualified, even though you are qualified. Okay. So it's like, for example, let's say you're teaching weight loss, but you currently put on 20 pounds, maybe a reaction from medication, you know, maybe your cortisol got messed up somehow, your thyroid jacked up, but you put on some weight because of that. But you know what it's like to lose weight. You know how to lose weight. And you get to teaching people that. People will be like, oh no, you're not qualified. Even if you can produce pictures, you know, people will be like, no, you have to be skinny right now to teach me. It's like, see what I'm saying? Yet we know that we got walkathons, weight loss stuff being held offline, and there's obese people. We have obese people working in Planet Fitness offline. But online, people are like expecting way more from you to be able to qualify to teach anything. And it's wild. Like you could teach writing offline, okay, and make money. You can have workshops offline and make money teaching writing just because you took some courses. But online, people say, oh, your side hustle has to show that you have a PhD or you have a degree in writing, or I'm not learning from you, or you have to be famous. The funny thing about it is when you make money offline, nobody cares about your popularity and how famous you are. But when you get on these side hustles, people are looking at how many subs you have, how popular your side hustle is, whether you made a name for yourself, and then they're deciding whether they should like actually hire you to teach them. You know, they're like, oh, I should have watched you 5 years do this, and I should have seen it with my own eyes that you helped a lot of people and you have a degree and license in it, or I'm not paying you. Excuse me, y'all. I'm not paying you for your service. And it's like, wow, you know, there's way more whip cracking on these side hustles, and everyone is cracking the whip. Okay. It's a small percentage of people that's not cracking the whip. And you'll find out who they are after a couple years in your side hustle, because they're the ones that donate to you even or donate to your business even when you're struggling, you're having a bad day, or your views is down or whatever. They still come through, donate, and support you. But you'll notice it's a small group of people. Okay? You'll notice that when you do live videos on these side hustles, when the views are high, when you have at least 10 people in there, more people rush in. But it's like, if you only got 5 people watching, people just scroll past your video. Nope, I don't want to watch it. It's almost like it's high school. I feel like every time I get on these side hustles online, on these apps, I feel like I just went back to high school. I'm in Mean Girls, or Mean Guy, Mean Girl movie. And it's very, very toxic, I sometimes feel so much pressure. Like I have to prove that I still got my beauty for my age. I still look young for my age, or these algorithms not going to push me. I have to look like I've been on it. Like I really been like going extra on myself. Otherwise, I won't get the attention and support and views. And I'm like, why does that matter if I'm teaching spiritualism? But I feel like online world is very greedy. It expects this, that for you just to get $5 on your video, after taxes. And it's toxic, y'all. That's why I find it to be a joke. The demands that random strangers put on you just to get a like, just to get a like, y'all. It's wow. But yet, if you ask most people, they'll say, I'm divine. Like if you talk to anybody on here, oh, there's evil, society's evil, Trump politicians is evil. But I'm like, but you're literally expecting 10 beneficial videos before you'll hit the like button. Like you won't even sub unless you even got 10 videos that helped you through. I feel like there's a lot of denial of opportunist energy coming through these side hustles. And it's always in our face, as a side hustler. And I just feel like I don't want mass employers. I feel like when you do side hustles, the entire world is your employer. And it's like, really? Woo! And then here's the thing, the side hustles, they will determine how you can make the money. The apps will. So you may say, yeah, I'm going to drop a video in or product article in and be gone. I don't have to deal with nobody cracking the whip on me in the comments, nothing. I don't have to see it. Guess what? If the algorithm says you will make money in live stream, then that's the only way you can make money. For example, my live streams do way better than my uploaded videos. Let me say that again. Way better. Okay. Once upon a time, I was doing uploaded videos when I first started, but it was like all of a sudden the algorithm says, we want you live. And I said, okay, I took the bait. I did it. Now the algorithm is like cornering me on these live videos. And there's nothing wrong with that. But once again, it makes it even harder to succeed as a side hustle when you're stuck getting a lot of your views up through live streaming. That was happening to Kevin Samuels. That's why he said F it. And he just did live streams. He just got done up. He said he's not uploading anymore, just live streams. And here's another thing. If you don't have nobody to take care of your business and your house and you, how long can you actually live stream? Almost on every one of these apps, the big dollars, the big views is in the live streaming. If you don't have no one that can take care of a lot of your business, you cannot out live stream the people that do. You say you want to talk for 2 hours. They say I can talk for 5 hours. I got somebody to cook, clean. I live with my mama. I'm a college student. I live in a dorm. I got somebody coming to clean my room in the dorm. My mama come over, bring me food. But us Xennials and some of us and some of the Generation X, we don't have those benefits. Our parents is dead. Our grandmother's been dead. We don't have those benefits. A lot of us got one dead parent, one struggling parent, and we take care of the parent and we take care of ourselves. We don't have that. We don't have the privilege of having 2 generations above us still alive to take care of us. Or even 3, like Generation Z and Millenniums got. So when we get on here and do side hustles and we're like, yeah, we're trying to, really make some money or whatever. Something in our life is suffering. Something in our life is not getting done. So then we try to get that done, and we're running on this little bit of energy left. And then we say we got burnout. Look how many Xennials and Generation X people stay saying they have burnout on YouTube. They stay saying that. I have a nephew that does nothing, hardly anything at home. He sits up and does video games all night long. He works part-time, video games all night long. You know why he's not bothered? He doesn't get burnout from it? Because he has a mama that cooks, cleans, and does everything there. That's why I say Side Hustles Online is a joke. It doesn't even, most side hustles, it takes a couple years for you to see any real money coming through. Unless you put out a product that's just groundbreaking. This is why people like Jake Ducey got audio reprogramming, law of attraction. So he's been making a lot of his money from that. And also Aaron Dottie with the audio law of attraction, mental programming. I'm sure like a lot of their money come through that. But it's like early on, no. I mean, I know y'all think 14,000 views is a lot, or even 295 views is a lot. But unless you're doing that every single video, no, y'all, it's not. It's not. I was getting that from uploaded and live streams, and still, when I went to cash my YouTube check, I only had about 40,000 after taxes. So y'all can pretty much guess, the IRS took like 15,000 or whatever at least. And then let's not forget, YouTube still has to get paid. So after they took their cut, the IRS took their cut, I was left with 40,000. Here's the thing. When you work a 9-to-5 job, the IRS takes their cut, but an employer is not taking anything out of your check. So if you make $40,000 from your job, the way it's set up on a 9-to-5 job, when an employer says you're going to make $40,000 a year, the employer's not saying I'm taking some of that money. Okay, like YouTube and Facebook and them say. The employer's not saying that. So you actually, well, after you pay taxes, you'll keep what's left. But it doesn't work that way. And even with your chat money, okay, YouTube takes a cut out of that. YouTube takes a cut out of every single thing, every profit that you make. And this doesn't matter what app you go on. TikTok does it, all of them. And then here's another thing. You get paid when they want you to get paid. There is no, oh, my check ran late. What's going on with my check? If they're having technical issues, they'll say, well, you're just going to have to wait. Your check will be there in 2-3 months or whatever. Okay, but what about paying your bills? Okay? An employer really can't do that. Okay? Actually, they'll end up getting in a lot of trouble. So they gotta give you some of the money. Some of the money, at least, the employer, like half your check now and half your check. But these apps are not doing that. See what I'm saying, y'all? Hi, everybody. You know what I don't like about Side Hustles Online, that I think is a joke, is how the business and personal get meshed together. Meanwhile, neither existed. It was all fake. People try to act like y'all the same. When you go to a 9-to-5 job and you work at like Denny's or, a restaurant, people tip you and they go about their way. But on the Side Hustles Online, people expect a lot more out of their tip. They want you to entertain them. They want you to talk to them. They want you to email them. Y'all supposed to be becoming friends. Y'all supposed to be cool. They supposed to be able to get get dessert for free and another dessert for free from you. It's like all this for I talked for 3 hours. You got 50 videos this past month, and you put $20 on me, and now I have to entertain your energy for as long as you say. Mm-mm. People expect 20 times more for their donations, for their tips when you do side hustles online. And it's like, I just gave you a whole lot. Why do I need to give more? And this makes me be like, I might as well just go ahead and work at IHOP and get my tips and go about my merry way. you know, so I could just grab my money and my tips and walk off and don't have to keep on talking even after the food's eaten. After they get up and they leave, I still got to let them talk to me even more out the door. Like, y'all, it's no. Mm-mm. Side hustles online are like little bits of supplemental gambling money. Okay? That's what it is. Frankly, if I know what I know now, I would have just used the gambling money to gamble some more. What is the point? If I know what I know now, I would have took some of the money out of each YouTube check and gambled it some more somewhere. May as well, because you're a sitting duck. You never know when you're going to get let go. Any day it could happen, anytime, any day. Your channel could just be gone. Your Facebook just gone. Your TikTok just gone. You're literally just a sitting duck, way more. And there's nothing you'll ever be able to do about it. Nothing. Okay? You will not get rehired. So if I know what I know, and I would have took $100 out of each monthly YouTube check, and I would have just said gambled. I'm already gambling. Might as well just gamble some more. Y'all. I think some people are doing that. I think some people are saying, well, the algorithm's not giving me as much money as it did last month, so let me take some of this money and gamble it on the slots or somewhere else. They're like, I'm going to keep trying to get the money that I got already, that I got before. Hi, everybody. We got 14 people in there. What's up, y'all? It feels like I'm wearing a crown. I got my dad's smile, y'all. I just realized that. Let me put some moisturizer on my face. There we go. But yeah, the side hustles, they are a joke. And the way it's making people think that they are like, their life will just be fixed and worked out, it's like running from stuff. Like, I feel like side hustles also make you run from inner work, you know, because they're always available and at your fingertips. You go to your 9 to 5 job, the employer say, go home at 5 p.m. and don't come back till tomorrow or until I call you. But when you do side hustles online, it's like, I can get on anytime I want to. And then it's a fake illusion like you're the boss. No, you're not the boss. If you were the boss, you would not be able to, you would be able to rehire yourself. You would be able to stop your channel from getting deleted. You'd be able to, you'd be able to decide your pay. You're not the boss. So it cracks me up when people say, be your own boss with your side hustle. If you're using these apps, you are not the boss. Okay, the invisible human resource CEO person is the boss. I'm talking about these side hustles on any of these apps, any of them. That Blogger, TikTok, Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, any of them. If it's an app, if it can be an app, okay, doesn't matter. If it can be an app, If it's a website, you can get your website deleted for any old thing. Somebody can say, I don't like what you said on your website. They can go to your website provider. They press one button, boom. Your website is deleted, and they just refund your little $10 domain money, and you're done. And you're done. Even website providers say, we're the boss. Okay? You work for us. Oh, thank you, Mia. Hi, Mia. Yeah, I'm just keeping it real. If you start a YouTube channel, I'm telling you no lie. You need to go ahead and mark on your calendar. YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, whatever. Put on your calendar 3-year expiration. If you last longer than that, you're lucky. You're lucky. Okay. If Cole Robinson's channel can be deleted in a few years, and he was one of the biggest snake juice dudes, he was on the doctor show, and his channel got deleted, they'll delete yours. Okay. Like for real. There's side hustlers on this app that have been around longer than me. Channel gone. Cole had 2.5 million subs. One of the biggest video gamers on there. Out of nowhere, got a strike for using copyrighted stuff. Okay. Yeah. Which definitely hurt his views. You know, he might have been living like a millionaire. Judging by the room he's in with all the game stuff, he's been spending a lot of money on that game stuff. I know when those views went down from that strike, I know that was a hurt piece. He ain't talking about any other job he doing. And here's another thing. If you do side hustles online and you talk about having another job, people won't give you no money. So you have to hide that you have a 9-to-5 job. If you say, yeah, I work as a psychiatrist too and do YouTube, no donations will come through. As a matter of fact, people will not be that quick to share your videos. They will not be that quick to hit like. They'll act like, oh, you're not allowed to get anymore. I don't like how people can watch your growth so carefully that they can determine whether they should allow you to get anything more with hitting like and views. Like they could be like, oh no, I think you got enough. You got 10,000 views this week. I could pretty much guess, no, I'm good. You're good. You know, it's like what gets me, it's the passive aggressiveness of your side hustle's a job, but it's not. It is, but it's not. That's the type of energy that people bring to you. Like, it's not get a real job. You get a real job and they say, well, I'm really not going to support your YouTube because you got a real job. But then when I don't have a real job, it's like I will only support you for so much. And there's long periods of time I won't support you because you need to get a real job. It's a lot of manipulation and I'm done. Okay? Yep. Because at some point, here's the thing. At some point, your expiration date is so close. They're like, we've given you as much money we're going to give you. We want somebody else to be the winner in this field. And they feel like you're getting in the way of the next person, the next group of people that they chose. So you walk on eggshells. You think that you can break the rules or you can bend the rules like you always have, like everyone else. And then one day, the algorithms say, no, you can't. And it deletes your stuff. You get deleted. Plenty of people are cussing on YouTube. Cole Robinson cussed. He just happened to cuss. And oh no, he's gone. He's gone. Okay. And then here's the thing. When your side hustle fails on one app, you'll notice it's failing on all the apps. Somebody exposed that. It's like these algorithms is related to each other or interwoven or family. All the algorithms on the apps. Um, so a lot of people say, well, I'll just go to this app and start another side hustle. And I'll be like, oh, first they'll say, yeah, I'm doing good on there. But then it's like the algorithm will be like, I recognize you because the other algorithm told me who you are, that you was canceled on the other app. So I'm canceling you on this one. Yeah. And I'm telling you, the algorithms are talking to each other. And at some point, one be telling on you to the other algorithm this on another app. So that doesn't even work. Hi, Pepe Korea. Pepe Korea? Pepe? Pepe Korea? So it's like, you're running to like, I'll do it over there, then I'll do it over there, I'll do it over there. Meanwhile, the money's coming in slower and slower and slower. Slower and slower. Now, of course, you can be like, oh, I know how to cheat this algorithm, and I'll just feed the negativity wheel just so I can hurry up and keep getting some money because these algorithms love negativity. But here's the thing, it starts to affect who you are. You start to not be likable out here. Your family members are like tired of hearing you do these videos as negative. Your negative mindset starts spilling into random conversations when you're talking to people out in these streets. It messes with your ego. Your empathy levels go down. The narcissism in you go up. So it's still not a win-win situation. You know, there's YouTubers who I used to watch from like 10 years ago, and they jumped on the negativity wheel. It was negative, 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 attacking modern women, attacking modern men, constantly throwing that out there. Negative, negative, negative. Um, they strayed from Juru stuff, spiritual stuff, and they just said all negative because they realized they weren't getting no real money. But then I noticed 5 years later, they're kind of like real arrogant. Their demeanor, they don't have a gentleness to them. They don't have a at home feel where they can just vibe with you. It's kind of like they're above you and you below them. You get that feeling from them. Um, they're not very personal. It seems like the way they are becomes scripted. They seem robotic, y'all. Mm-mm. And then guess what? Other parts of you that could attract money, it becomes buried in you. Unless you do these side hustles where it's like all focused on the talent that you really want to get money. That talent goes in hibernation in you. So let's say you be like, yeah, I'm gonna do YouTube talking about um, toxic family members, family life in a toxic way, or toxic scriptures, negative scripture numbers. But you know that you're talented in literature. But let's say you don't really do that. You just keep on doing these toxic scriptures on YouTube. When you finally get sick of it or burnt out from it and you want to go on vacation and you want to write, there's going to be a lot of fear and anxiety. You're going to be like, I can't write no more. What's going on? And this is what's happening with this mass creative block that's going on. That people are pretending like it's not happening. A lot of people are blocked because they have been consuming too much negative content and talking too negative, that um, anything that they would do, that they would need hope to do, they can't do. Anything that would need faith and hope and high spirit to do, they can't do. So they're like, well, I might as well just go ahead and just keep hanging out in the negative casino negativity on these apps because there's nothing else I can do. It's all I can talk about. I'm too disconnected from my natural talents. And I think that we need these side hustles to collapse. We need all these apps has to collapse. We, 2 days with them offline is not going to work at this point. It's not. You know, when you work a 9 to 5 job offline, that sense of knowing that you're going to get a check, that you did your work for the day, that literally keeps you from like your hope levels starts to, stay stabilized. They don't go really down and hit rock bottom. But there's some really strong lows when you do side hustles. You have days where it's like this money level is so low out of nowhere that I don't know what I'm gonna do. Okay? This is why there's a lot of viral YouTubers that are closing their channels down. They're not closing their channels down all because they toxic and whatever is toxic. They're saying, I spent my money up, I bought my house, I bought my car, I bought my boat. The views are not coming in enough for me to afford my lifestyle. I might as well go back out there and use my PhD. That's what they're saying. Yeah. Yeah, the black pill. The black pill is low key toxic. It is, y'all. It is. I know y'all saying you can take the red pill, the blue pill. Mm-mm. I don't mean no harm, but Neo in the movie Matrix, he woke up into another Matrix. All he did was go from one Matrix to another. Like, some of y'all may not know my personality. I have a very sassy mouth, and I will say some stuff that be like, make people be like, now that I think about it. Neo went from one Matrix to another, y'all. Come on, y'all. Let's keep it real. Okay? He went from the Matrix of not knowing he was controlled to running for his life every day. I mean, how is that better? Like, how is that better? How is that better? Wearing the same clothes, eating oatmeal every day. I'm trying to understand how that was better. It really didn't get better for Neo until he went to the city of Zion. Somebody said that my mix with salt. Yeah. Are you mixed with salt because you're sodium fine? Oh, thank you very much, y'all. I moisturize at the right time between 12 and 3 p.m. Get your moisture out. Ladies, 12 o'clock, put your moisturizer on. It's a wonderful time to moisturize. When somebody say, yeah, they're destiny swappers, a whole lot of them. A whole lot of them. Come on, y'all. Do y'all really think that people are getting, that some of these creators got 20,000 videos or 5,000 videos on the same topic, that somehow they just got it all from God, like Aaron Dottie? You got what, like 3,000 videos all about the law of attraction? Come on, y'all. Y'all think that somehow that man, the creator just always dumped law of attraction on him over and over and over and over and over again? No, that's not what happening. He's surfing YouTube. Let go, let in. Let go, let in. He took my approach where I said subtract and add. I said this man is just shopping through YouTube. And this is another thing. When you do side hustles and you see the algorithm is like, I'm done promoting you in this specific thing, temptation hits you. The devil tries to tell you, go copy, go take, go look, go say what somebody else said. Like, you will hear that voice. But if you're like, nah, I don't really like to do that, devil. Like, I like my own swag. then you'll be like, nah, I'm not gonna do that. But then you're like, well, I'm gonna have to do something else. You know, if you don't have a part-time job or a temp job, you know, look at the guy who put up the video quiet quitting. All those people took his phrase. I invented the phrase monk mode. I literally have the video on his channel from like 2000 and it's way back 15. I said monk mode. I said monk mode in a live video. I was like, yeah, y'all, I'm in monk mode. Next thing you know, Dan Loki, whatever his name is. His name is Dan. He puts up a video 2 days later. It says monk mode. I said he's watching my videos. Then I said, don't share your intelligence. Don't share all your main intelligence on these apps because other people will get the money. The big YouTubers will take it. He did a video response. Didn't mention my name. Was like, don't listen to people to say you don't put your intelligence on here. I forget his name. His name is Dan. I forget his name, but he always tries to encourage people to put their intelligence on here because he harvests it. He does. He took my monk mode out of my video. And I said, don't let nobody dim your light. I put a video on his channel with me sitting in my car. And I said, don't let nobody dim your light. And then Trend Genius showed up 2 days late, couple days later. Don't let nobody dim your light. I was like, okay. And it's all the big YouTubers. This is not just a YouTube thing. This is a side hustle app thing. It's going on everywhere. So it's like, how can you win? Like, how can you win? You know, people are literally sitting on your video with a notepad. Somebody did a TikTok video saying this is how people be on these apps now. They sit and they wait for you to say something catchy and they like write it down. And then they wait for the peak time for that app. You know, they'll wait for like 2:45, 3 p.m., 9 a.m., 7 a.m., 6 p.m., 4 p.m. They'll wait for those times and then they'll repeat what you said. Okay? And then they'll kind of rephrase what you said. Okay, so if you say, yeah, don't eat more than 100 carbs a day, they'll say, monitor your carbs, eat between 90 and 100. That's what they'll say. Okay, that's what they'll say. Just like there's going to be probably people putting videos up today saying side hustles is a joke. There's going to be people probably good in that energy because they're seeing the views. They're watching me right now. So it's like, how can you win? If you go to a 9-to-5 job and, you know, somebody copy you, what you doing, it's going to look ridiculous. Like at a 9-to-5 job, if they're not on your team. Like a random coworker cannot come up and just be like, yeah, I'm a copy, how you do it? Everybody will be like, she copying you on a 9-to-5 job. But on these apps, people will be like, no, they've been around longer than you. And it's like, just because they've been around longer than me don't mean they're not a copycat. So this is why it's like a joke, y'all. It's a joke. Yeah. I put a video up, which I can prove, where I said, I'm a woman over 40 and I don't have any family and friends. I don't do my family. And in the video, I said, the reason why I stopped doing my family is because every time I tried to do them, I kept hitting the wall. That was my exact phrase. I kept hitting the wall. I literally went like this in the video. Next thing I know, Kevin Samuels put a video up that said, women over 40 hit the wall. I said, okay, so he watched my video, over 40, no family, I keep hitting the wall. I said, he wrote it down. He watched it. He watched my video, wrote it down, and now he gets coined for it. He gets the credit. He got loads of money off that video. And what did I get? $5. Yeah. I literally had a guy on here. He wrote down a lot of my quotes, and he did a whole YouTube channel with my quotes. He literally said he made a book out of my personal quotes and gave it to his wife for $45. His wife bought his book off of him for like $40, and it was my stuff in the book. I got the emails to prove it. I still have his emails. He wrote me and said, yeah, I took your stuff. It's on my channel. I made a book out of it, sold it to my wife for $40. He said, I can give you half the money. I'm like, how you gonna give me half the money when you stole my stuff? Like, we didn't collaborate with this. But see, this is what they do. If you go to the people who take your stuff and you be like, yeah, I'm going to expose you, what they'll do is say, I'll give you half the money. But it's like, no, you don't. No, you give me all my money because that's my stuff. This is what goes on behind the scenes. This is stuff y'all don't see that happens in the emails when we catch other people taking our stuff and we say we're going to expose them. There was a white guy, his name was Mark something. I still have his email. I put a video up that said they're jealous of your discipline. He took the video title and some of the stuff or whatever I said. Somebody that knows me reported his video for copyright theft, and he got a strike on his video, I guess. He got a strike. He emailed me after researching me. This man went as far as finding out where I live, my birth name, and everything. This is what this big YouTuber did. He went and got all my private information, y'all. Emailed me my own private information, basically trying to intimidate me. Like, yeah, I know your real name. I know where you live. That's what he was trying to do. And his energy was real dark in the email, y'all. Real dark, y'all. And he said, I'm willing to give you half the money profits from the video, or whatever. And know what I did? Blocked him. Nope. He wants me to write YouTube and say I give him permission to keep half the money so he can get the strike lifted or whatever. Nope. I said he can keep the strike. If he wouldn't have went and tried to research my name and my address and went all up in my personal business, maybe I would have split the money with him. But nope. Give me all my money now since you want to intimidate me. He tried to intimidate me. He was a covert narcissist. He called himself trying to let me know I know where you live. I know who you are. Well, you can come and get cut like the rest of the people can who tried me. I told him, I was like, just because you're you, I told him he can come up in this house if he want to and try me. I'm always ready. I'm always ready. Weaponry right there. I got weaponry in the doorways. Weaponry right there. It could come through this door, I go over there and get it. Come through that door, I go right there and get it. We did it like that on purpose. So it doesn't matter what window or door you come in. We got something for you. We got something for you. I'm talking to the people that might be in here thinking they're going to come to my crib. I'm tired of people coming to my crib from YouTube. Y'all know how many people I had stalking me, and they think I don't know I'm being stalked. Like, oh, you just happen to walk up the street at the time that I walk. And it's like you expected to see me. Did people be on these apps looking at the time when you go on walk talk videos? When you have your cell phone on your walks and you're talking, people be looking at the time, looking at the street names, and then they will literally go out there and walk when you walk and hope to run into you. And then they'll be like, oh, but you can tell that they expected to see you. Like, you can tell. They'll go, hey, what's going on? Like, your energy's a little fake. I know you expected to see me. And like the one girl, when she ran into me, it wasn't a run-in. I could tell she expected to see me. because it was just mighty convenient. I had never seen her or one dude walk that walk until YouTube, and I've been over here for years. So I said, okay, they walk in the same walk I walk at the same time, and they're a sub on my channel. They're following me. So the one lady was like, I thought you would be bigger in person. I'm like, what is that supposed to be? I'm like, I'm almost I looked at her like, I'm almost like 200 pounds, 5'8". How big do you expect me to be? You're 5 foot. You're 5 foot and 120 pounds. Oh, I'm bigger than you. I'm big enough. I just blew it off, y'all. I just blew it off. I just blew it off. I was like, you know what? That's the stuff you deal with too. Toxic subs, toxic people running into you offline, and they want to say some side stuff to you and then be like, oh, okay, bye. It's like just couldn't wait to say something. And it's like, But because you didn't see them, they know you can't speak on them. They know you can't. So they use the fact that they was able to watch you against you. And I find that toxic. It's like, if I can't see you in my live chat, then when you speak on me, when you see me, don't speak on me on my YouTube channel. Don't speak about me because I can't speak about you. The playing field, the toxic playing field ain't fair. For real. I could have been smarter and I could have been like, I'm big enough. I'm bigger than you. But I said, I'm not being petty. I'm not going to be petty. Okay? I'm not. Because then if you respond to subs that are toxic, what they'll do is they'll get on YouTube and they'll tell everybody you're toxic. They'll lie. They'll say, oh, I met her. I met Miss V. She had an attitude. They'll gaslight you. They'll gaslight you. And they'll say, yeah, I didn't mean any harm. I don't care if you say you didn't mean any harm. First of all, I hate when people say that because I will determine whether you meant any harm. Like, it happened to me. It was said to me. Okay? So if I say I didn't like your comment, you either accept it or walk away. Okay? You said what you wanted to say. I say what I wanted to say. I don't like it how creators, YouTubers, side hustlers are treated like we got to walk on eggshells when we're exposed to toxic subs. Like we got to just take their criticism as if they're like putting mad money on our videos when they're not. Like, no YouTuber or side hustler want to bring in $200 a month and got to walk on eggshells around a random sub when we see them in the street. We don't want to. Okay? We don't want to do that. I don't even want to walk on eggshells when my 9-to-5 job is paying me $40,000 a year. I don't want to walk on eggshells then, let alone on some gambling casino YouTube money. People be acting like they're $5 they put on these videos. It's like 5,000. People be acting like every YouTuber and side hustle is living under a bridge somewhere, and that $5 is like just what we needed to get some food. Just, get us some canned tuna. It's like, no. Y'all, it'd be wild. It'd be wild. And then I don't like how when you work side hustles online, people who don't know the inside of the side hustle, they tend to assume that you got it made and that the side hustle is the only way you can make money, so you need to be grateful for whatever they give. Like there's no other way you can make money. Like, you're just stuck on YouTube. And it's like, no, y'all. No. Like, I know if I put $20 or if I put any money on somebody's live chat, I'm going to just say positive stuff from there on out. I'm not going to think that I can cross boundaries and be disrespectful when I see them on the street and all because I put some money on your chat. Yo, that right there. No. That make you want to leave the side hustle. You know, when you work at IHOP offline and somebody tips you, they're nice to you on the way out. You know, they don't say disrespectful stuff or sad stuff that doesn't sound right. You don't have to worry about that. And there's witnesses that will say something. But guess what? Somebody can disrespect you on these side hustles and people will pretend like they don't even see and hear. There could be people sitting in the chat, seeing you getting insulted, seeing you get disrespected, calling themselves divine, and they don't even protect you. They don't even speak up for you. Unless you real popular, like you got a mega viral channel on YouTube, and unless you fit their gender group or their group, you're in the group they're in. I don't like the opportunist energy. This like really low key, even on both ends, not just the creators, but also the subs. It's on both ends. It's on both ends. I don't like how the people who just always chase being a problem profiteer, everybody cheer for them. There's black women on YouTube right now, and all they're talking about is the white woman's mistakes, the white woman's mistakes, they just do video after video after video coming for the white woman over and 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 over again. And it's like 100,000 views, 200,000 views. And nobody is seeing that, like, after so many videos of doing that, that is no longer being like pro-black. That's hate. Okay? That's hate. And but yet it's like running up the bag for these women. I tell you, I don't just call out other groups. I call out my group too. My group is doing it too. We're doing it too. I know people always say, well, the black manosphere, they problem profiteers. A lot of black women doing it too. I'm sick of seeing these random videos coming up in the news feed. Well, Becky made a mistake. She should have voted for Kamala. That's what she get. This and that. She crying out. And now she mad because the white man want black women more now. The white man know who we are. All this stuff. Y'all. And it's video after video after video after video. I said, why even go to the black community? Because that's all I'm seeing. That's all I'm seeing. Like, ain't nobody talking about Madam T.J. Walker. Ain't nobody talking about y'all. Y'all, I'm tired of it. I don't like that people are like, if I attack this group, then it proves I'm for my group. It's like, nah, that sounds like hate. That sounds like hate. If you keep attacking the opposite group, thinking that's proving that you're for your own group, that is covert hate. That's what that is. Okay? That's what that is. All right? And I feel like this. Speak on your own group more. Speak on your own group like I do. Don't I speak on my own group in here? I speak on my own group. Because this is the group I have to live in, be around, see. It's in my family. My daughter's half black, whatever. So this is what I got to speak on. Okay, I can't really change other groups. But me coming for their throat all the time doesn't prove that I'm more for my own group. That's that's hate. That's hate, y'all. And to me, that could be a way to hide. Like, I'm low key not for my own group, but I'm making it seem like I am because I'm roasting the other group. No, y'all. No, y'all. I dated a narcissist, a diagnosed narcissist who were doing that. He would constantly roast light-skinned women in my presence. And trying to make me think he more for brown-skinned women because he's roasting them. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, when I brought him around light-skinned friends, that's not the energy that I picked up. The energy that I picked up was attraction. That's what I picked up. Okay. And what it was he was bitter because that's really what he wanted, but he couldn't attract it. So I was really default, but he didn't want me to think I was default, so he was trying to trick me by roasting light skinned women. I said, I'm not playing this toxic game he playing. This is real demonic. So I had to stop dating him, y'all. Yeah. They say if you think the real trick going on here is going on elsewhere, a lot of people will hide the hate that they got for their own group through roasting another group over and over and over and over and over again. So I feel like if you really want me to think that you really for your own group, just speak on your own group. Like, that's it. Just speak for your own group. And this goes for every group on these side hustles. Because we know, first of all, everything's political. Everything's political. That's something that I learned. But my point is, why can't people run up the bag being in the political energy of their own group and let everybody else deal with their own group? Like, why can't we do that? And this way we can all get along. Nobody will mistake the other group for hating the other group, because we leaving y'all to y'all and leave us to us. Okay? And that even goes to LGBTQ. Okay, work on your own group. Work on the toxic people that's doing this rainbow flag stuff in disrespectful ways, half naked at the rainbow stuff. Deal with them. Okay, like I deal with black women on here. But if LGBTQ put up video after video after video after video attacking heterosexual people, saying that we are the enemy, and if we put videos up over and over and over and over and over again saying they are the enemy, no one is winning. We're both toxic. We're just both toxic. Okay, there's not going to be no progress with that. Okay, because we both all might have points. We all have experiences from each other's group, and so we're just bumping heads. We might as well just work on our own group's issues and run up the bag that way. Get your casino money that way. And then what gets me is, why don't people realize that when you're doing these side hustles, what you're putting on these apps, you're gambling with your life, like literally, y'all. Employers can find you, friends can find you, people searching you. So when you're like coming at another group all the time, no, y'all, you don't know who's watching that. You don't know. At least when you come at your own group, that seems normal. Okay, you come at your own group. But when people say, no, you can't come at your own group all the time, that's hate. You hate your own group. I said, that makes no sense. I'm complaining about what I went through in my own group. Okay, which I'm allowed to. If it's something I've been going through my whole life in my own group, I should be able to speak on that. Y'all. I mean, Madam C.J. Walker tried to tell us, mind your own group business, like she did. Like she did. She didn't like the one speaker, she said, because he too much in the other group's business. What's the name from the Madam C.J. Walker movie? She was talking about the black political speaker, the black male speaker. He was always talking about what, how we need to appeal to the white people, but he was never talking about how we need to work on ourselves, self-love. That's why he didn't want to endorse her product, because he didn't want to put the focus there. His mind was on the other group. But Madam C.J. Walker was trying to get us to at least find a way at that time to, when we did have something to work with our hair, we can have some respect for each other and work together. Black salons and all of that, But, and it's not about segregation, because it's not segregated if I can still go in yours and you can still go in mine. That's not segregation. Okay? But there's nothing wrong with having a black salon, a white salon, a Mexican salon, Asian salon. There's nothing wrong with that. Long as the doors is open to everybody to come in, we good. But I'm saying people running up the bag on these side hustles was like, oh, I'm just talking about what's going on in the other salon. It got nothing to do with my group. See that right there? This what makes me this is what makes me not want to do side hustles. Because you can't escape the politics that always come out in everything. It's coming out in everything, even in the writing world. Even in the writing world. It's storytellers versus novelists, poets. The novelists will be like, I don't really talk to poets. Poets will be like, I don't really do novelists. I'm like, y'all petty. Y'all like, you're not going to make no money off poetry. Poets is like, well, you're not going to make no money off novels unless it's a bestseller. Nobody reads novels anymore. All so they can get views and money and sell their stuff. No. All the dirty fighting, y'all. I don't want a dirty fight. I don't want a dirty fight for $5 casino money. Like, my spirit matters to me. My mind, my mindset, y'all. My mental health. I'm not going to destroy my mental health and lower my vibration for $5 of casino money or $40,000 that has to be split between 3 people, me, the IRS, and YouTube. No. Y'all. Hi, everybody. Somebody said, oh, hell no. Hi, Divine. Let me say hi to everybody. Hi, Advance. Advance, it's good to see you again. I saw you in the video before. Somebody with your name. Yeah, y'all. Serious. Why y'all think I'm always talking about when I do talk about when I do videos about people in the world, I talk about black people most of all. The algorithm likes that. The algorithm actually will give you more. These algorithms give you more when you stay in your own lane. When you appeal to what it says you're supposed to. But there are some things where you be like, I don't know about that. The stereotypical things. But hey, you know, you're not the boss on these apps. So you still got to do the job that the algorithm has assigned to you. And you know, with the 9-to-5 jobs now, you could be reassigned a job once you're hired. So they still working the same too. Whereas like the 9-to-5 jobs are like, hey, I reassigned you to this job. So this is the job you got to do or we're going to replace you. The algorithm works the same way. And you'll eventually know this after like I would think about 9 months on YouTube and you see what videos get the highest views. You're like, okay, I see what YouTube doing now. You know, YouTube is telling me my place. That's what it's doing. Oh, hi, Advance. That's okay. I'm going to leave this video up public. I'm going to leave it up public so you'll be able to rewatch it. Take notes, y'all. The main thing, if I were to start a new YouTube right now, this is what I would do. Okay, I would do a bunch of shorts to get the live option on. Once the live option is on, I would delete the shorts. I would delete them. And then I would see after about like 3 to 6 months, I would see what live videos are getting the most views and promoted. I would only upload my videos. I would do the live streams 2 hours, start them about an hour early at least. You have to start your live streams an hour early or you're going to realize you're not really getting no views. And what I mean by hour early, I mean based upon when YouTube say is the best time to live stream. Not when you're not when most of your audience is on. Y'all been lied to. That's not true. If you go by when most of your audience is on and you're not on an hour early, you're not going to get the views. You're not. So no matter what, even if you base it upon when most of your audience is on, you still have to be almost an hour early. for the YouTube, for the algorithm to index you, have time to put you on the front page and promote you, promote your video, whether it's uploaded or live stream. But I would live stream it out because then you can kind of find out what your visitors want. And then you can find out what is getting you money in the live streams. And then you can also see every month what got the highest views. And then you'll know the algorithm has decided for you. You really do not decide what you get to do on your side hustle. It's an illusion making you think that you do. What happened was people want you to think that they had that opportunity when they didn't. It's just that the algorithm decided the same thing. Okay? You don't get to decide. You do not get to decide. If I were to start over, I would realize that this is a stereotypical casino. Every single app is. And I would be according to that. Okay? I would. Black women talking about black issues. Black people talking about black families. Stereotypical stuff. All the foods I cook on my channel is fried and baked. Soul food. Okay? All the poems I read on my channel is black and pigeonholed to be about the black experience. I'm keeping it real, y'all. All black hair stuff. I'm trying different black hair, black owned products, black hairstyles. Maybe every other week is a different hairstyle. I didn't got 3 styles out of every hairstyle, so I get to do 3 videos a week in this same hairstyle. Black hair is trending on YouTube. There it is. Okay. Wig of the week or wig of the month or wig hairstyle of the month. How many styles I can get out of this one wig? You know, I'm just saying, y'all, that's all stereotypical. But that's how I would do it, because the time you spend being a side hustle is the time you could be spending working overtime at your 9-to-5 job. So it's either you try to run up that bag like as good as you can on these casino apps, or you go ahead and work overtime somewhere offline. Get you a second job offline. Or you're just wasting your time. Hi, everybody. There's nothing wrong with stereotypical money bags. It's not running up the bag being stereotypical. There's nothing wrong with that. I wish somebody would have told me. I would have never did Juru stuff on here. I would have never I wouldn't even did Law of Attraction. All that did was give videos to Aaron Dottie, who is the chosen Law of Attraction man, because he looks like Jesus. Y'all, he looks like Jesus. So, we'll send your Law of Attraction to him, because he'll pull in more money than you. People will believe he came up with it more than you. People will return for the Law of Attraction lessons that come out of his mouth more than when they come out of your mouth. So I would have never did Law of Attraction in Juru. Instead of making a list, the first list you're supposed to be creating when you do side hustles, when you're thinking of doing a side hustle, is the list of hustles to not do. Okay, to not do, according to your age, your gender, and your race, your personality. Okay, make a list. What a side hustle I shouldn't do. Like I said, once you get that list out the way, then you make the list of stereotypical trending things. When we think about it, I want you to think about the Barbie movie. When she said, I'm the Barbie that did anybody think about the Barbie, they think about me. Stereotypical Barbie. Okay. Really, this is the cheat sheet. If you really want more casino money out of this algorithm. Now, and of course, you can kind of like do a work around it and get more money out these side hustles, casinos, if you are still in the energy that it wants you in. So let's say the algorithm's like, I like it when you're sassy and you're smart mouth and you're sexy and you're witty and you're dry. Now, if you're in that energy while you're doing that other non-stereotypical genre, then it will push you a little further. But if you were not in that non-stereotypical genre, but you was in a stereotypical genre, plus you had the personality that it wants from you, then you would get way more views. Okay? All right. So I really hope this video helped a lot of y'all. I will get back on again around maybe in about 3 hours. I want to do a part 2. I think we need a stereotypical casino side hustle workshop where people can kind of figure out what's the best stereotypical side hustle they could do, so that if they need to temporarily use their side hustle as a main business, at least they're getting some money. Because you never know when you'll get fired from your 9-to-5 job. So you still want to be like, I want to make sure I can get, a decent amount of money out of this side hustle online until I find another job. That's the anxiety that I can't stand either, is how when you lose your offline job, when you lose that, so much dependency comes on the side hustle. You start to be like, this side hustle really got to pull through now. I don't have a job now in offline. My temp job have expired. I got to get another job offline or I'm screwed. This is why, y'all, I'm telling you, when you in the first few years when you do your side hustle, you need to have a savings. Like, open a savings before you even start your side hustle online. And be like, let's say the first month on YouTube you get 1,000. You know what? I'm gonna save that video topic for the next video that I do this evening. Okay? I'll see y'all this evening. I want to talk about, if you're going to use these side hustles, these jokesters, these side hustling jokes. There's things I would do before I even start a side hustle, so that you don't fall into the trap of suddenly, like, you can't pay your bills because you don't have another job and you messed everything up. I'll talk about that when I get back on this evening. Okay? All right, if you enjoyed this video, feel free to let me know. Oh, thank you very much. Why did y'all tell me my lip gloss was all faded? Thank y'all. Y'all so sweet. You're so sweet. Boy, you knocked me off my feet. Well, I asked you very confidentially. You're so sweet. All right, bye, everybody. I'll see y'all this evening for part 2, talking about what I would do if I went to start a brand new side hustle. Okay? And what I would watch for in the first 9 months. Some of y'all should be starting new side hustles this spring. You got to put some new seeds down. But understand, you're in a casino. Just keep telling yourself that. Okay? There is no signing up for overtime and, guaranteed tips. There's none of that. Okay, bye, everybody. Somebody say Lamont said, "Ole, pretty chocolate." Bye, everybody. See y'all this evening.